What's up, Ironbirds fans? Welcome into episode 10 of All Mic'd Up for the 2024 season. I'm your host, Michael Mark Antonini. On the 10th and final episode of the season, I talked to the Ironbirds coaching staff. I asked all the coaches the same two questions, so let's hear their answers. How do you define success in your specific role as a minor league baseball coach?
Number one, obviously, if your players develop, if your players buy into the process, and they develop within the process. I think we do have a great process as an organization. I think that's the number one priority, number one goal for us as a staff, myself as a manager. And obviously, if you do grow within the process and you get better, obviously you're going to start playing better ball. And I think our team has done a good job at that this year. It's changed quite a bit, especially these last couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks, and I still think we continue to play good ball. Guys that just show up, kind of see them get introduced to some of the routines we've done throughout the year that have helped other guys, and also kind of collect what the package bring with the stuff that they did that help them out at the lower level and help them get promoted. To see that and watch them grow and watch them come to this level and make the transition, that's one of the biggest keys as a manager. Obviously, I keep communicating with them, the understanding of the day by day work, day by day process, and it's been great all season.
When you're a minor league pitching coach, you have to understand that your job is to carry out the specific goals of those players that you have working underneath you. It's not necessarily to accrue the wins and the losses. And I would say that probably just making sure that those guys are working towards those goals every single day is probably the most important part of my job. Making sure that they are staying on track with what their developmental goals are and not necessarily worrying about what the score is at the end of the day.
Have guys gotten a solid training environment and a place they feel comfortable with attacking challenges, and are they attacking challenges? As far as on-field results go, yes, they're great, but sometimes you're going through changes that are going to set you back before they move you forward, especially at this high A level. When guys first come up, they need to learn a lot of lessons and tend to take a step back before they take that step forward. I think Creed's the great example. We've seen that through struggles in Delmarva, and then he returns. He's learned some lessons and he crushes it. Got to Aberdeen, struggled a little bit, and now he's having a pretty solid year thus far. I know that injury kind of stinks and set him back a little bit, but you're seeing those guys learn those lessons. They're having to get beat up a little bit before it's time to find that rise.
It's the individual case, seeing guys get promoted, seeing guys put in positions where they can get traded for valuable pieces at the big league level. Just the small growth that you see on a daily basis from when you first get guys to where they end up, throughout the season at the different checkpoints. Growth and maturity as well, not only as from a baseball standpoint, but as people, helping them grow. Just seeing that all the time and being able to track that throughout the season has been great.
Defining success is making sure that you're doing the best thing you can for the players day in and day out. Success to me is showing up with a positive attitude, contributing, and also just making sure that you're providing value not only on the field but off the field for the guys so they have success and future aspirations that they might have, whether it's playing professionally in the major leagues and making it or doing better things away from the field as well.
Success is, I guess, a little tough to define in this role. It's all about the players. So I think success for me is seeing success by them on the field. So hopefully, they take strides in their development over the course of the year. That's really what minor league baseball is about, the big picture. So for me, having a successful year would just being able to help them along their way in their journeys through pro ball and whatever they end up doing. So we've had I would say a successful year. Seen a lot of talent pass through. A lot of players got better, got promoted, got up to Bowie, and that's always what you want to see.
For me, I define success by a few things. Number one, developing guys, meeting guys where they are, and weaponizing them with the mental skills that will help them dominate the current level that they're at, along with preparing them for the major league level with the mental skills that scale. The second thing is building systems. I'm a builder, so being able to build the systems in the right way that will serve our organization in the most impactful, efficient, and effective way possible. The third thing is contribution and adding value and service. For me, that's what I ask myself every day. Like, how can I show up and serve? How can I show up and add value and help these guys get better to become the best versions of themselves?
What have you learned about yourself, either as a person or as a coach, this season?
Obviously, a lot. 2 years ago, when I finally made it to the States as a manager, my first actually manager's responsibility in the States. I mean, despite doing the academy for many years and dealing with the younger players, obviously new things surrounding you, having to deal with also young guys, but that had now played for a couple of years, and then myself having to go on the road, make sure those guys they're taken care of. Obviously, it was a unique situation with the players in Delmarva, where you have 70-60% of your roster is the Latin roster, and guys that had their challenges, and they have a car, whatnot, and then moving to this season, high A, watching some of these younger guys that I have over the last couple of seasons, to watch them grow, watch them blossom, watch them also develop and move up. Definitely different feeling. There you're still in that teaching, learning mode. Here you're still doing it. You're still trusting the process, but also you can see some of the stuff you work at, some of the challenge that you have to overcome to see them iron down a little bit at this level, and that's helped me a ton. Helped me settle in as a manager, think about a little more, in-game stuff rather than you just prepare the day and let's just watch them play and continue to teach and whatnot. But also now, doing that, but also pay attention to the game, because we know these guys they understand the game a little better. They're gonna play the game somewhat better, and yeah, it's been a blessing.
How I've evolved as a coach is definitely, especially in the middle of the year, I learned how to let go a little bit better of the results on the field. I think that I've done a better job of realizing that we have our own development goals for each of these guys, and those things need to be carried out every day. And it's not so much we care about the wins and losses in this org for sure. But at the end of the day, those are not the most important things. It's not if we gave up 6 or 7 runs, it's that maybe that starter that day had a great job executing what his execution goal was for that day, or whatever pitch he's working on. Those are the things that stack up over time, that matter a little bit more, that really pay off at the higher levels. So kind of just learning how to prioritize what's going on the field and what's a little bit more important in the long run. And then I think I've grown a lot in maintaining my composure a little bit better on the field. Things are going to go wrong. They're always going to go wrong. And so realizing that what can go wrong will go wrong, and learning how to just accept those things, move on, coach the guys through it, kind of be the guy that the players need to lean on rather than the one that needs to react, is probably an area that I've grown as well.
I have built really good relationships with players in the past, like Connor Norby in that trade was a little bit of a heartbreaker. I love that kid. He works so hard, and I'm so excited to see him prosper anywhere he's at. Kobe Mayo getting called up. I was with him almost since the start of his journey, since his first full year in 2021 down in Florida. And then we were in Aberdeen together and just had a lot of time with him. So it's super exciting to see him get that call. Just continuing to build player relationships and understanding the personality types that they are. There's not a one size fits all, and you need to understand how they think, how they like to interact. Some guys are super energetic. just want to be go all the time, and you can be with them the same way all the time. Some guys are really mellow, and you just sit back and have those moments when they need to be there. Otherwise, they just like to just chill, So understanding that, and that's where Sherm has come in and helped me a lot, and especially Diamond Hall, our mental performance coach, molding some of that with him as well. And then my presentation skills. We do our presentations every day. I like to think they've improved, but just understanding that and getting more comfortable with public speaking. When I first had to do it, I had little to no experience of public speaking. So there's some nerves in there. And I try to be developmental with our staff as well, like our new staff, Buck and Jack. I let them take over the meetings sometimes and get that experience under their belt, because that's really the best way to learn, is just getting that experience to try to help advance them in that region as well.
Continued growth every single day. Practice what you preach. Preach to the players, get 1% better. Same thing on our end. Continuous learning and just growth all the time.
You got to be very honest with yourself and very communicative with the players, and make sure that you're doing what's best for them and kind of looking at it holistically and making it individual for everybody.
It's not about where you're at in the organization as far as affiliates or levels. To me, I think it's just about the people you work with and the connections that you make along the way, and with the players, the coaches, all that. Just being able to help them in any way is probably the most important thing to me. So whether it's Aberdeen or I've been in the FCL before, this is year 2 in Aberdeen. Wherever you're at, I think just being with the players, being with the coaches, the people is what makes the job worthwhile.
Adaptability is one of the most important skills that you can have as a coach. Your ability to adapt to the environment, your ability to adapt from conversation to conversation, your ability to, as a mental skills coach, adapt to the situations at hand, and then on the spot be able to provide value for whoever's in front of you in that moment.
That's a wrap for another season of All Mic'd Up. I'm your host, Michael Marcantonini. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, go Birds. Thanks for watching All Mic'd Up. To watch past and future episodes and for more broadcast highlights, subscribe on YouTube and follow @Mic'dUpSports on X, Instagram, and TikTok.